Hi, this is Karen with a review of the Duncan Hines Easy Cake Kit. This is the golden fudge, so we're gonna go ahead and make it. So you'll first want to start out with a bowl, and then we're gonna put our mix in. So this does come with the mix, the frosting, and a cooking container. So we're actually gonna cook this in the microwave. So first we're gonna open up our mix. I like to use scissors so I can make sure I get everything out of the mix. And then I am getting 1 egg. I like to do mine beforehand in the bowl to make sure I don't have any shells. So we have 1 egg. We have 3 tablespoons of water. And 2 tablespoons of oil. All right, now it said to whisk together, so we're gonna use the whisk. It is a bright yellow color. Just gonna whisk this for a couple minutes. All right, now that I've whisked this batter mixture, we're gonna put it right into an ungreased container. So it looks small, but it's gonna be just fine. Now I like to try to pour into the middle so then my cake is evenly distributed, because this is fantastic that they give us this, but sometimes it can be a little uneven. I make sure I get all of my batter out of my bowl. And this is gonna cook for 2 minutes to 2 minutes, like 3.5 minutes, depending on your microwave. We'll be back when it's done. All right, now it's time to ice our cake. It is now much cooler on the top. It is cool to the touch. So you're supposed to cool knead the frosting for about 30 seconds. I have been, and then you open at the top. And then you squeeze on. A circle. And then make sure that you get all of the icing out. Right. When I ice, I prefer using one of my kids' forks. I'm sorry, knives. One of my kids' knives. They always seem like they don't ever use them, so it's perfect here. You'll know that it's cooled completely because the frosting, the cake is not lifting as the icing goes over it. If you have a hot cake, the top of that cake is just gonna lift. Cover all the spots. To even out. I also like the little marks that are on the cake from using that knife, the kid's knife. All right, time to cut a piece. All right, so my cake is too small to use with my pie server, so I'm just gonna cut in. I'm gonna use a fork to help get it out. This is what you have. It's beautiful yellow color with frosting on it. Can't believe it's a microwave cake. Everything I used today is in my Amazon storefront under Cooking with Karen.